on, everyone? My name is Jamon McKinney, or you can just call me Juice, because that is my nickname. So recently, I made an episode detailing who is going to make the MLB playoffs. Be sure to check that out if you have not checked it out already. But in that episode, I said that the Yankees and the Dodgers are going to meet in the World Series. But in that episode, I didn't tell you who I had winning that series. So in this episode, I'm going to tell you who's officially going to win the World Series in 2020. The Yankees or the Dodgers. I'm going to roll with the New York Yankees in 2020 to beat the Los Angeles Dodgers in 7 games in the World Series. The Yankees have the second best odds to win the World Series. And I think ultimately they're going to knock out the Dodgers. They're the best team in the AL. I know the Rays deserve our respect. I know the Twins deserve our respect. I know the Astros deserve our respect. But I believe the Yankees are going to win the AL. They have a lot of star power on their team as far as Aaron Judge goes. Not Aaron Jones. Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and Gary Sanchez. 3 very good power hitters. But also, you got DJ LeMahieu and Gleyber Torres and guys like Brett Gardner who can put the ball in play and give you quality at bats and move the runners over. Not to mention, the Yankees have a very good pitching staff. You know, you add Garrett Cole to this rotation. He's going to do wonders for this rotation. Masahiro Tanaka is a very good pitcher. While he may not be the most consistent in the regular season, in his playoff career, Masahiro Tanaka has an ERA of 1.76 in the playoffs. That's pretty good. James Paxton is a very reliable number 3. And ultimately, what made me pick the Yankees over the Dodgers is their bullpen. I believe the Yankees have arguably the best bullpen in all of baseball. You could talk about, well, the Dodgers might have a better starting rotation. You're right. The Dodgers do have a better starting rotation. But guess what? A couple years ago, the Detroit Tigers, when they were going well, Miguel Cabrera, Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, they had the best starting rotation in all of baseball. But you want to know why the Detroit Tigers failed time and time again in the playoffs? Do you want to know why the Dodgers last year failed in the playoffs? It was because their bullpen let them down. And I'm sorry, but as far as postseason baseball goes, I favor teams that have the better bullpen over teams that have the better starting pitching staff. I just do. I know that having a great starting pitching staff is definitely something that you should hang your hat on. But if you have multiple guys that you can throw at hitters as far as matchups go, and if you have guys that are going to hold down that lead for you late in games, I believe bullpens are what prevails in the playoffs. And let's keep in mind, the Yankees, they won over 100 games last year, and they had a ton of injuries, not only to their pitching staff, but to some of their best players as well. And there's really not a whole lot of separators between the Yankees and the Dodgers. Both have star players that have won MVPs in the past. Stanton has won an MVP. Mookie Betts has won an MVP. Cody Bellinger's won an MVP. Both have good rotations. But when I closely evaluate these teams, the Yankees have a better bullpen. I believe the Yankees have more guys that hit good pitching at a higher rate, more so than the Dodgers. I don't think the Yankees need a ton of hits to put up a lot of runs on the board, because if you leave a mistake over the plate for Sanchez, Stanton, or Judge, they're going to hit that ball over the seats, okay? The Yankees do not need to string together a ton of hits to score runs. They only need a couple big hits, and yeah, those balls will go over the seats, and they will put runs on the board. So that's a differentiator to me right there. And ultimately, I don't trust Dave Roberts, I don't trust Clayton Kershaw, and I don't trust Cody Bellinger. 3 key guys that are going to be vital to the Los Angeles Dodgers' success. Let's start with their manager, Dave Roberts. I think Dave Roberts is a very smart guy. He's a good manager. But we saw last year, he kind of cost them that playoff series versus the Washington Nationals as far as his management of the bullpen. Dave Roberts has made some mistakes as far as managing that bullpen in the past. Clayton Kershaw. I know the Houston Astros were cheating at times in the playoffs, but time and time again, we see Clayton Kershaw not be able to come through in the clutch for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Not to mention Cody Bellinger. I know he's talented, but he has not put together a very good track record in the postseason. And I just think that I can trust guys on the Yankees a little bit more than I can trust the star players on the Dodgers. I think the Yankees do a couple more things better than the Dodgers. I think that is ultimately what's going to prevail the Yankees to winning a World Series, okay? I believe the Yankees are primed to win the World Series this year. I like the addition of Garrett Cole. I believe their offense is lethal. They're going to score a lot of runs. And I think that it is the year that the New York Yankees win another World Series. I have the New York Yankees beating the Los Angeles Dodgers in 7 games in the 2020 World Series. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.